we go. As I mentioned, Bill Mooney is our president and CEO. He has been with Synergex for an incredible 40 years. He provides strategic leadership across all areas of the company. Over the years, he's built close partnerships with customers in a wide range of industries, helping them reduce software investment, increase profitability, and succeed in diverse market conditions. It's thanks to Bill's drive and leadership that Synergex continues to thrive and is poised for even greater success in the years ahead. Bill's going to kick off the conference and share some company updates.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Synergex Virtual Dev Partner Conference. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Bill Mooney, President and CEO of Synergex. Normally, in my opening, I would be talking about our keynote speaker. I would be talking about all the different sessions. I would try to get you all excited about what you're going to learn over the next few days at the conference. However, you already know all these things because you've looked at our agenda, you've read the bios, and you are, I'm assuming, pretty excited to come to the conference and see what we have to learn. However, what you don't know about is a couple of big announcements. The first one is Roseanne Brill. Roseanne Brill is going to be retiring as our Vice President of Software Development, and I want to share a few stories about her in a moment. Now, I do want to clarify, she's going to be retiring at the end of this year as the VP of Software Development. However, Roseanne is looking to stay on with us and moving from her leadership role into a contributor role in joining the professional services development team. She's already started a project, so you'll soon be seeing her, hopefully, on one of your projects. I said I wanted to talk about Roseanne and share a couple of stories. First of all, Roseanne has been with us for 35 years. She joined me or the company 5 years after I started the company. And her very first position was coming on to take care of our report writer product at that particular point in time. I've shared this story often. I was working directly with Ken Lister, who was our founder, on creating the report writer, and everything was going great. Ken would come in, share a few things and how the product was looking. I'd look at it. That sounds great. We would do this over, probably about 2 months. And then finally I said, that looks great. Okay, now how do you do the next line? For example, like an address field. He looked up at me with this unbelievable look and said, are you kidding me? Why didn't you tell me that in the very beginning? And I said, well, every report writer is going to be multi-line. He stormed out of the office and I sat there just befuddled. At any rate, we decided that we needed to have what's known as the data dictionary in order to accomplish this. That's the beginning of Roseanne Brill joining our company. So Roseanne joined to work on our data dictionary, and that soon became the repository. So today, Roseanne is the queen of our repository project and product and continues to work on that. Next, I got the chance to work with Roseanne when we did our version 6 release product. For those of you that go back to the 80s, you may recall we had a history of doing two things. First of all, our products would never be delivered on time. And second, they either would have more features than we originally said they were going to have, or more importantly to most of you, less features. And this was a continuing pattern that we had. So we decided to go through a whole new software development program that Roseanne led. And the two things that happened in that, the first thing is Roseanne would not give us a date of when the product would be released. And this went on for about a year. I kept asking her, when is it going to be released? And she would not tell us. Finally, she told me after a year of this going on, the product would be released on a specific date. I believe it was April of 1995. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure that was the date. And sure enough, the product was released exactly on that date. That was the first of many, many products being released on the exact date that we said. And that had to do with because she knew exactly what was going to be in the product, how much time it would take, and then she would manage to delivering the product on time. The other thing I want to highlight, and when I say the other thing I want to highlight, you have to understand Roseanne's been with us for 35 years. So In looking at all the different things she did, I've only picked out a few things I want to highlight. The last is our Rev 11 licensing, which every one of you are experiencing today because all of your products are using Rev 11 licensing. She was a huge, huge impact on creating this product, managing this licensing product, getting it out on time. And to this day, it's one of our rock solid licensing products. Roseanne has been a key partner throughout my time, someone who approaches every challenge with thoughtfulness, precision, and strong sense of responsibility. She will surely be missed. As I said, she'll be surely be missed as our Vice President of Software Development, but not missed altogether, as she'll be joining as an individual contributor. The next big announcement is about me. So after my 40 plus years, I've decided that it's time for me to let go and let the next generation of leadership take on with Synergex. I've announced my retirement, and I don't like to use that word. I'll say I've announced my next evolution, which will begin next April 15th. I picked April 15th because that's the 50th anniversary of Synergex, and I've been with the company most of those 50 years. So who's going to be my replacement? I'd like to introduce you to Neithard Foley. Neithard, who goes by Knight, will be joining as our president. He's already started by the time that you're seeing this presentation and will be available after this presentation for you to get a chance to meet him virtually. Virtually in person? Is that a thing? But anyway, you'll get a chance to meet him virtually. I got to know Knight over the last year and a half in working with a project that ended up not coming through. But during this time in working with him on numerous meetings, numerous firsthand meetings, coming out here and joining us and looking at what this project was going to look like, while it didn't follow through, I kept in the back of my mind that Knight might be a great replacement to lead Synergex when I decide to lead. Well, here we are today, Knight joining as my replacement. He will be transitioning between now and April 15th. I will spend most of the remaining part of this year teaching him all about our products, our customers, our systems, our vendors, etc. And then in the beginning of the year, he'll officially take over and I'll be behind the scenes. I will be looking forward to introducing him to each and every one of you starting at the beginning of the year. Most of those will be virtual meetings, but nonetheless, you'll have an opportunity to meet Knight firsthand starting at the beginning of the year. I want to share a little bit about Knight. I'm going to read what I sent the company just last week when I was announcing him, and I'll follow up with that in a moment. Knight is an accomplished executive with deep experience in financial services, technology, and operations. He has led successful growth and transformation initiatives at Concord Servicing and Equient, including M&A integration, product innovation, and significant revenue and EBITDA gains. His background also includes senior roles at Axway, Vantief, Hypercom, and the Home Depot. Knight holds an MBA from Arizona State University, a BS in Business Administration and Finance from the University of Arizona, and executive education from Stanford. He's also a certified public accountant and certified payments professional. With Knight joining our senior leadership team, I feel very confident that my vision of our customers running their applications in the year 2100 and beyond will be realized. This brings me back to something I've been talking about a long time, having our applications run in the year 2100 and beyond. In order to get there, the company needs to run better and keep continuing to evolve. I recall reading in Jim Collins' Good to Great book several years ago, where I was really moved that great companies will perform even better when leadership leaves, with new leadership coming in. And that has been a goal and a focus of mine for several years. So with both Roseanne and myself evolving out of the company and Knight joining our evolving senior leadership team, I'm very confident that the company Synergex will continue to thrive and evolve. We'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary next April 15th, which will be my last day, as I mentioned before, and look forward to seeing what this company looks like several years down the road. So with that, I invite you to have an awesome conference, ask lots of questions, have lots of fun, and in the next few minutes, join both Knight and myself to meet him virtually and say hi and ask any questions that you may be having. Thank you.
All right, big news, Bill. And we're really excited now to introduce you to Neithard Foley.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to meet all of you. And thanks, Bill, for that very warm introduction. I know the team here has put together an amazing agenda for this week, so I'm going to be brief. I'm really excited to be stepping into this role and, quite frankly, honored to lead the company into its next chapter. My top priority is to ensure we continue to deliver exceptional value and together explore ways to enhance our products and services. So with that said, I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you and growing as your trusted partner. Thank you.
Thanks, Knight. You know, when I was sending out that message and when I was reading it, part of a thought that came across my mind, it's almost like I have imposter syndrome when I read all of his credentials compared to my background. But I truly feel that I couldn't be more excited to have Knight be taken over. And he's already been on board for a few weeks now. And my enthusiasm for Knight leading the company continues to grow. So welcome, Knight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, please post any questions you have for Bill or Knight into the chat. All right, I've got one. I've got one.
Okay, Q&A. Okay, got it. Okay.
Here's my question. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to Knight?
What's the one piece of advice I would give to Knight? I would say take one paddle backwards. In my rafting experience, as you raft down a river and you're approaching a rapid and you're not sure what's going on, take a couple paddles backwards. There's often times where all of a sudden an issue comes into you, there's a big sense of urgency, and probably over the years, I've learned to just take a step back, not deal with it immediately, unless it was meant to be dealt with immediately. And then I would think on it for a day or two. And almost inevitably, I would come up with multiple ways to solve the problem. So I refer to that as take a back paddle.
That's great advice. Thank you, Bill.
All right, I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat, so we're going to move on. We'll say goodbye to both Bill and Knight and jump into our next session. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing everybody at the beginning of the year or sooner. Bye for now.